I mean,
Okay. Oh. And can I also start off like with my current job? I work,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
General Chambers. Okay.
I'm gonna start off and reading this.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. My theme music going here. There you go.
You make that music? Oh. You play instruments?
Yeah, I play guitar and keyboards and produce and write. Then I wrote this song.
I might want to take that with me.
Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego diddling. We do so because the chains of oppression on our people's minds are deep and difficult to remove.
Good afternoon, my children of the sun. Welcome back to a special edition of The Open Eye with your host, Third Eye Optometrist Patrice Gibbs, right here on WHGE 95.3 FM. Today, we have special guest, Ty Robinson. To give you an idea of who the brother is, he recently received a commendation from the City of Wilmington City Council that was sponsored by Council member Xanthia Oliver. And it reads, whereas it is the sense of City Council to honor individuals and organizations who have demonstrated outstanding achievement and deserving of recognition and acknowledgement. Council member Xanthia Oliver recognizes Tyrone Robinson as one such individual. And whereas Tyrone, affectionately known as Ty, has dedicated his life to helping the people in his community on Wilmington's east side and north side who are suffering from substance abuse. For the past year, Ty has worked the city streets tirelessly. During this time, he has encouraged more than 40 people to enter the Everything Must Change program, a recovery program located in Baltimore, Maryland. And whereas Tyrone is no stranger to the effects of substance abuse, he has been sober for more than 10 years and has experienced a 16-year incarceration, which he received a pardon for this year after the death of his beloved wife and some close family members. Tyrone was motivated to give back. Wanting to reach those in the cycle of addiction, he believed that a different environment is key to their recovery. In partnership with Darryl Robinson of the Everything Must Change program, he plans to initiate an exchange program between Wilmington and Baltimore, giving everyone involved a fresh start. And whereas Tyrone is also working on a program for those suffering from mental health issues, he looks forward to providing laundry services for those in need. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this council is pleased to recognize Tyrone Robinson for his commitment to sobriety, to his many accomplishments, and his dedicated service to the City of Wilmington. Job well done. Brother Robinson, welcome to the Open Eye.
Thank you very much.
All right, all right.
Glad for having me.
Yes, D, that was quite an accommodation. Tell us about Everything Must Change behavior health.
Well, I hooked up with this brother like 6 months ago. His name is
Oh,
Daryl.
wait a minute, bro. Okay. I
I hooked up with Darryl Robinson like about 6 months ago, and we've been I like his last name because we got the same.
Talk right into the mic.
We got the same last name, and so we've been doing pretty good together. He's been assisting me. He played a big part in me sending people to Baltimore, and everything must change. It's definitely a good program. They care about your welfare, your well-being, and also your recovery. And that's what's more important than a lot of these recovery places. It's all about the money. He would take you with no ID, no clothes on your back, and help you get back where you need to be in life.
All right.
So that's what I really love about his organization, and I plan to get to know him much better and open up one on the east side here, because we need one right in the city. We need our own. We need our own, and you know, and because every place else has it's too much red tape. It's too much. We had to have a waiting list and all that stuff like that. I wanted 24 hours where, you know, when people was reaching out for help, that's the time they need it.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, and if we can't supply people with that type of concern and passion and have a place for them right then, we don't know what could happen. You know what I mean? Because addiction is very, very, it's cunning. It can lead up to other things, and more likely it's trouble. So if you don't help these people when they're reaching out at that present moment, we don't know if we're saving their life or saving our own lives, because it can also turn around, not just the person that's on addiction. So we need to open up a rehab place right here in the east side here, and somewhere close, and help. They building all these houses and on condos and all around this area here. But I look at it like, to build anything, you have to have a foundation.
Of course.
And I look at, like, my foundation is we need to address the problem here, right here in Wilmington, Delaware, and it's addiction. And I think that instead of building all these places and putting a lot of money in these different condominiums and building the neighborhood up, we need to start with the ground floor, the first floor, and then we can start building up. You know, let's help the problem and create some situations where we can help others, and then we can help one another, because we're all in this together, like it or not. And so I just want to be a part of. I'm a servant of God, and I just want to give back and do my best and help others, and that's where. But I just want to mention my day job. I work for Wilmington Street Team. And I work for CIT, Central Structural Equity, with Daryl Chambers. Okay. I know you're familiar with him.
Oh yeah, Dal Wolfie Chambers. Yes, indeed.
He's very he's very, very close friend of mine, and even though he's my boss, but I tell everybody every day that everybody thinks that we work for him, but he really works for us.
I heard that. That's Daryl.
Yeah, and then we have Dr. Mason, Wilmington Street Team, also a good leader, and Sierra is also a good leader, and so I'm tied in with three good organizations that really care about the community and others. And I just want to I'm just reaching out to get some support so I can get me a building and get this thing rolling, because I don't want to talk about something, I want to be about it.
I heard that.
And the time is right now. It's not tomorrow, it's right now. We need to save lives today.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, you're native Wilmingtonian?
Yes, I am, sir.
What part of Wilmington you from, bro?
West side.
Are you from the west side?
Yeah.
Yeah, where out on the west side?
You know what Green Hill Avenue is?
Oh yeah. I'm a hilltop person myself.
Okay,
yeah. Okay.
I live next to the Congo Training Home. That's my house.
Oh, okay.
On Green Avenue. Yeah, the first Congos.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me ask you something. You're a recovering addict yourself. What was
my choice?
Yeah. What was?
A little bit of marijuana, but mostly coke. Coke and I only drank when I was high. So
yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's
And what was it like turning that around?
Well, I got tired of me not being myself. You know, because when you're on drugs, you're not yourself.
Okay.
I got just tired of it, and then my wife was on me about it.
Of course.
And then, you know, luckily I had a good wife, a good partner, and she was on me. But it wasn't easy. Everybody, it wasn't sweet at home. That's when you come home and you have to answer to her. It wasn't sweet. So, but I thank her, you know, because she played a big part of me getting my life together, especially after my family started passing away, And I said, you know, I don't want to go out like this. I want them to be proud of me.
I heard that.
You know, and I have two sons and 2 granddaughters, and I want to be a better grandfather, a better grandfather than I was.
All right. Yeah, I heard that, brother. You said that you know your addiction and what have you was with cocaine.
Yes.
And of course now what's prevalent are opiates and what have you. And the thing that I see is it's not just young people.
No, it's not.
Could you speak to that?
Well, you know, I think that what's going on nowadays, it all starts from home, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're around it every day, trying to, as a kid, and you see so much, it comes to like a norm. It's a norm, you know what I mean? When you see what's going on. And what these kids are seeing nowadays, it's too much. It's too much. And so we just have to just buckle down and be better parents, but it's really hard when you're a single parent, man or female. It's, you know, we had just as much men single parents as ladies nowadays too. So it's just really hard, you know what I mean? But these kids need a chance, and the way things is going on with this disease, it's not giving them a chance whatsoever.
Okay. You said you were with the street team, CIT?
Yeah, no, Wilmington Street Team.
Wilmington Street Team.
And what happens is every violent crime in Delaware, we try to provide services. We try to like feed the family system in any kind of way, and even help them with the victims' comp. You know, we just give them the right, try to direct them to the right services. And so that's what we do now. And then we every Wednesday we feed at 914 Pine Street, right down the street here. And we have a hub down here. We have a hub on the east side and a hub on the north side as well. Okay. We basically do the same thing. We give food out and bus tickets and clothing and a lot of good information. And you can take showers there, wash their clothes there.
Wait a minute. Yeah. They could take a shower there?
Yes, 914 Pine Street, right there.
914 Pine Street. So if you're a person that's homeless or you know, dealing with housing crisis or whatever.
Yes.
And what does CIT stand for?
Central Structure for Equity.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Central Structure for Equity.
Central Structure for Equity.
That's equity.
Okay. All right.
The program is just really good to have, and we hopefully that we can have hubs all in Wilmington. Not just the east side and the north side, but we have to start somewhere. So hopefully we can get funded and have it over there by the 6 Madison area and the west side as well. Because we shouldn't leave any of them out because we all together. We have to start acting like it.
I heard that.
Okay, so.
I heard that. You had mentioned it, or it was mentioned that you had been incarcerated.
Yeah, 16 years.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, it was. Well, I tell you, luckily I'm here.
I heard that.
Yeah, luckily I'm here.
I heard that.
It was very. It's very. I learned a lot.
I bet you did.
And one thing I learned about going the incarceration time is that I didn't want to go in there the same person. I didn't want to come out the same person I went in.
I heard that.
And so that had to change. Where I was going to do life.
Yes, indeed. It's something that the saying goes: "You do the time, don't let the time do you."
Exactly.
Yes, indeed.
And then with the young generation now, it's just that everything's like the norm. They're used to doing it. They're not thinking. They're not thinking. They're reacting, and they think later. And it's too late.
Yeah,
it's too late. It's too late. So we just have to be more of the servants and try to help these teenagers and the kids, as much as possible because they are our future.
I heard that.
Yes, indeed. And we just need to need to reach out and sometimes it's not all about the money. If you just reach out and just tell them or listen to them, it's better than money.
I heard that. I heard this is Ty Robinson on WHGE 95.3 FM. We will be right back at this short musical break with more information on Tyrone Robinson's work here in Wilmington. All right. I'm going to ask you.
What I did?
Yeah, what you did.
Okay, I'm here. I'm going to tell you now, or you want to tell me?
No, when we get back
Okay,
on
yeah.
here.
Well, I mean, with incarceration,
Mhm.
I had sold bulletproof vests and automatic weapons.
Those of
and
us
drugs.
that indulge
I'm sorry, you said what?
I sold bulletproof vests and automatic weapons and drugs.
Oh, okay. Okay. And also I'm going to ask you how young people get involved in street life and with the dangers of that involvement.
Okay, well, you know, it's...
Hold that.
Okay, yeah.
Hold
Okay.
that. WHGE 95.3 FM, Patrice Gibbs here with Ty Robinson. All right, Mr. Robinson, or Ty, as I've always known you guys. I met you when I was with Cease Violence and was working with Darryl Wolfie Chambers in that effort to bring down violence in the street. First of all, I got to ask, what did you do to get incarcerated?
I don't mind telling people. I started at General Motors when it pretty much started there, and I was really young and I had money. And when you start making money at a young age, you start going up the ladder. So what I mean by going up the ladder, I started trying new things. And what I did is I started selling bulletproof vests, automatic weapons, and drugs.
Wow, bro, that was going up the ladder.
Yes,
all right.
I didn't skip no steps.
I heard that. And you know, I'm glad that you are open about that because, like Malcolm said, my past is not a stick that you can beat me up with.
Exactly.
Yes, you know.
I don't mind sharing.
Dang. What would you tell young people about getting involved in the life of crime?
Well, there's no future. There's no future, and there's no retirement, and it's just right now it's ugly. It's really, really ugly, and if you can just hang in there and pick a book up, pick a trade up, go to the service, get away from here if need be. You know, just stay focused, and because life is too short. And one thing I can tell you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, people think that time is on our side. Time's never been on our side. We need. I tell people every day that today you have a choice. Tomorrow you might not have none.
How did we get here? How did we get in a place in our society where I've seen some young people, it's like almost like it's a how can I say, gives you a certain level of credibility to have been incarcerated.
Well, I think they got the wrong perspective of going to prison. You know what I mean? Especially when you do some time. And when I went there, it was the older school days where it was rough. It was really rough. You know what I mean? We've seen a lot. It messed up. Well, I can speak for me, but it messed up my sleeping pattern. I sleep every hour and a half. I wake up and then I go back to sleep. So it messes you up. You know what I mean? It's just like a person in a war. You know what I mean? And you know, comes out. You don't go in there and come out the same person.
How about that?
But I just know one thing: you have to make sure that when you go in there, when you come out, that you're a changed person and you make better decisions. But nowadays, like I said, these kids, they have a slim chance. They really have a slim chance because we're not providing the right tools that's necessary to keep them out. And give them, there's no recreations. You know, they don't shut things down, and it's like it's designed to keep you right where you're at, and because you know being locked up is a business.
What do you mean being locked up is a business?
Well, it's very it's expensive to hold somebody locked up. You know what I mean? So by a year, I think it's almost like $100,000 for each person.
Wow.
So you know, so we can keep building prisons and keep locking them up, and they keep talking about they're overcrowded, but they don't mind putting 3 people in the cell, one on the floor and 2 up on the bunk. Now they have got so high tech where it's 3 people in the bunk and 1 on the floor.
Wow.
So it's you know but they keep talking about they're overcrowded, but they still make room.
Still make room. Yeah. You know what? Like I know I had asked you this earlier, you know, but I want to go a little deeper on that. what you saw that motivated you to do this work?
Well, I got a lot of ways from my mom, and my mom was a servant.
Okay.
And I learned that from my mom, and right now I'm just a servant myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just believe in just giving back every day. I wake up, I give back. And I just want to help people because, you know, like I walk to work every day, and I have 2 vehicles. But this is the reason why I walk to work every day is because when I was in my addiction, it didn't matter about the weather. It didn't matter about how far I had to go to get it. You know what I mean? So you had to put just a little bit more effort than staying clean than you was getting high. So this is my thing. I hope people understand why I walk to work is because it gives me time. You know, I'm talking to myself. I'm gathering my thoughts. I'm getting my steps in, but I'm also reminding myself that when it was raining outside, it didn't bother me from doing drugs. So when I go to work, it has to rain really hard for me to drive one of my vehicles.
I heard that.
You know what I mean? So you got to whatever you're doing, and you want to stop anything in life, you just have to do a little bit more to stop it.
I heard that. You know, it's something that the way some older people or some mainstream people look at people that are formerly incarcerated, that are involved in, that are involved in street life and what have you, and they look down on these people. What would you say to those that have that attitude?
Well, I would say to people that fits that criteria and looks down on anybody, first of all, they need to look at themselves and seeing how much they're doing to help it or make it worse.
I heard that.
Okay, so it's people, I mean, it's just that, us being black African Americans, we've been through the most, but we act like we just met one another. I think that we also, as far as race is concerned, everybody else that's eating breakfast or eating lunch or dinner, they talking about a plan. Black people's gossiping.
My goodness. My goodness. That's something. And speaking of a plan, you're going to take another short little musical break, and then we're going to talk about what your plan is for the future and for the youth and those involved in street life in Wilmington. WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye.
So this is an FM station?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's live?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're live on air. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. People in the community are hearing us right now. I have, what is it? Well, I'm down from number 1 in my time slot to number 3. So we probably got about 5,000 people listening right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so when I leave here, I can have that recording, or what?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you once I post it on YouTube.
Okay. All right.
This is a special edition of The Open Eye featuring Ty Robinson. Mr. Robinson, I want to ask you, what are your plans for the future? What are your plans for the Everything Must Change behavioral health and what have you? I understand that you're connected with behavioral health, which is headquartered in Baltimore, Maryland. How do you plan to join Baltimore with Wilmington?
Well, as I spoke earlier, I want to open up a rehab place on the east side, and because it's needed, and we need to have our own.
I heard that.
And so my goal in life is now is getting this up and running as soon as possible, because it's a crisis out here.
Yes, indeed.
And so that's my goal, and I'm going to make it happen through the grace of God and others, and because it's we have to they building these houses, like I said earlier, and they building right around it, but the thing about it is, who wants to come in a new house and we have all this going on in their backyard?
How about that? Now, you said that you want a recovery right here on the east side. Have you heard of the East Side Pride recovery meetings that go on?
Well, I have heard of it, and I attend sometimes I do go like 12 places. Like,
Okay.
and I do share, how what got me to where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind sharing. I don't mind going. I don't mind remembering where I came from.
I heard that.
Because that plays a big part in life. You don't never want to get to the point where you think you have this thing under control,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't respect it. I respected the disease is really addicted disease, and it's very cunning and it's very selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a selfish person.
I heard that. And like I said, what are your plans for the future beyond the everything must change, behavioral health, and what do they do with behavioral health?
And well, I talked to Daryl a couple of days ago. Daryl Robinson,
Mm-hmm.
he's the CEO of Everything Must Change, and he was telling me that we was going to open up a couple houses in Wilmington, and we was going to have like when people go down there and get treatment,
Mm-hmm.
and then like after 8 months or a year, we was going to send them back in Wilmington and they'll have like they have houses that recovery houses,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's what our goal is, to start opening up some recovery houses, and
Okay.
because the thing about it is that when you come out of recovery, most of the times you don't have a place to go.
How about that? Yeah.
So it sometimes it can get depressed, and then if you don't have a job or a trade, it can get depressed, and it doesn't take much for a person to go right back to addiction.
Really?
Okay, it doesn't take much,
Mm.
because the addiction is so cunning.
Mm.
It's saying, try this, try that, and look at you. You're nowhere. So
Mm.
we need to try to provide people with housing as well as the recovery piece.
Okay.
And so it's more than just recovery.
Mm-hmm. When you say it's more than just recovery,
It's just what I mean by everybody thinks that it's the drugs. Okay, it is the drugs, but it's more than just the drugs.
so it's also the lifestyle,
It's the lifestyle, sir.
and that's one of the things that you have to change
Yes.
in order to move forward with dealing with your addiction.
And you have to realize it's just not all about the drugs.
Okay.
It's multiple things, and I'm just saying, for one thing, is that you have to be willing to change.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Okay.
Let's be willing to change. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? If you like your way of acting and changing your behavior, you don't have a slim chance of changing.
Mm.
If you think this is okay to do what you do,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to live like this the rest of your life, you have no chance.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's reality.
You got to want it. Yeah,
You have to want it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So it's like a daily.
Routine.
Daily
It's
battle.
true. It's like it's a battle. It's a battle as soon as you wake up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's why I love giving back, because people just don't know. The best thing about giving back is when I just saw like two brothers before I came in
Mhm.
that I sent their brother and their cousin down, and every time I'm in a grocery store or anywhere, and everybody's coming up to me thanking me, and I'm just telling them that they don't really know that I might be helping them, but they also helping me as well.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And how are they helping you?
Because it gives me more pep to keep going.
More
Yeah,
motivation.
more motivation. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a good feeling, and I call down there and it's like 4 or 5 people in the different rooms, and sometimes they cry.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Sometimes they run into their mom, their uncle on the street here, and they hug me. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So it's not about the rewards; it's just what you do.
Mhm.
It's and just giving back. Because God loves your deeds.
Mhm.
And He knows us better than we know ourselves.
I heard that.
So it's
I
your
heard that.
deeds, and so I love doing. I'm doing it, and I feel good. I sleep good at night. See, like, back then when I was doing what I wasn't supposed to be doing, I didn't sleep good.
How about that? How about that? Yeah, I can only imagine. One of the things I asked was about how our society got here, and one of the things that I've noticed, especially like with the housing that takes place,
Yes.
they're usually targeting or looking to benefit households headed by women. Okay. And I know I came from, and I hate to call it a broken home, but I have no memory of my parents being together. Okay, my parents divorced when I was like 2, but I was very fortunate in that my father stayed in my life. And what do you say to young fathers that are, dealing with bringing up children in this environment?
Well, first of all, I'm hoping that that nowadays, especially, you have to have a clear head. Mm-hmm. You have to make good decisions. Mm-hmm. And when you start having kids in life, you're not number one no more. Mm-hmm. They're number one. They're the future. So we have to just start acting like it and taking responsibility. And if you have to work 2 jobs or 2.5 jobs, you have to do it to make it happen. And just show them that it can be done. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be easy. Life is not easy at all. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And no matter how you think about it, it's not easy. But we have to be more grateful. Mm-hmm. Be more grateful, be more understanding, have more passion for one another, mm-hmm. and love yourself and love others.
I heard that. And what do you say to young people about the importance of education?
Well, that plays a major part because it's kind of set up where most of the schools that they're not up to power as far as the level of education. Mm-hmm. They're below average, really below average. So it's the housing is in the schools. The schools plays a big part. So when you have the education, or when you are below the SST scores and stuff like that, and other kids that might be a little bit in front of you start teasing you and stuff like that, that's when a lot of stuff comes, makes you angry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Makes you reach out and go out because you already know that you don't have the clothes that you're supposed to have or the things that you have, and you come to school hungry most of the time. So if a kid wakes up hungry, how do you think their day's going to be? Mm-hmm. So that plays a big part too. I bet. But you can't go to these kids need to eat. Mm-hmm. They need to eat. They see too much. They don't get the proper rest because when you have a addiction house or people in your house that's addicted, it's all night long in and out. Okay. So they don't get a chance. They don't get a chance to get the. But the education is really a key because most of the black schools around here, most of the schools up here is not living up to the 3rd grade ability, the 4th grade ability, the 6th grade ability. So it's all about the violence. They just want to talk about it's fighting. It's fighting. They're just so angry. But so this is it plays a big part in feeding your kid in the morning or trying to do the best you can by feeding them and doing the best that you can and spending time with them and because time is better than money. Mm-hmm. Just doing things with them, show them you care, listen to them instead of talking all the time. Listen to your kids. Mm-hmm.
And that's something when you said time is better than money. I think that was one of the benefits of my father being a part of my life. He wouldn't just throw money at it, but he spent time.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. My mom used to always tell me that my dad was a good provider. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really understand that, but she also told me that I was going to be a better father than my dad was, and I didn't understand that back then. But then I started getting older, and only thing I used to box, right? Okay. And my dad used to be a fighter, so only thing that me and my dad really had in common is boxing. You know what I mean? And so other than that, if I didn't box. And he kind of lived through me because my grandma, he was lying to my grandma, telling me he was playing football, and the whole time he was boxing. And then Coach Nell is the only, Howard High School was the only black school in Delaware, and Coach Nell came over and picked my dad up 8 o'clock in the evening to box in Golden Gloves. And my grandma opened the door and said, Coach Nell, I didn't know they played football at night. And Coach Nell said, Elsie, football, he's undefeated. He's boxing. And she said, what? He's doing what? He was boxing. Okay. How about that? And then she beat him every time she thought about it, she beat him.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just, but you have to, nowadays I also like to see parents start repatching relationships with their kids. Mm-hmm. Like if they can start playing ball, start doing softball, start doing things together. And because these kids only know a little bit about their parents. They don't know that they had a good basketball game, or they could run track, or they did this, they did that. So we need to start having programs to rebuild and repatch relationships with the parents and the kids.
I heard that.
I think that will play a big major part. So anytime we have different events in Wilmington or something, have the kids against the parents.
All right.
And then you can rebuild and patch the relationship. Then when you go home, you have something to talk about.
I heard that. But there's last question before we close out here. What gives Tyrone Robinson joy?
Giving back.
Giving back.
That's my goal.
I heard that. I heard that.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
And I feel good about this. And I always did admire you. I respected you.
Well, thank you, brother.
And you did try to give me the opportunity for the job. And I really appreciate it. I really do. So I haven't forgot you. And every time I see you, I speak to you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you're one of a kind. You're a stand-up guy. And I appreciate what you're doing. Because you know what? You haven't changed.
No, I'm the same Patrice Gibbs.
And we need more leaders and more people like you that's real. It's about being real.
All right. This has been a special edition of The Open Eye with activist Tony Robinson. And I want to thank him for coming in. And Tyrone Robinson, I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me there, bro. I'm so bad with names. On a bad day, I have to look at my driver's license to get my name. Brother Tyrone Robinson. All right. And his brother is making change in our community. I hope you support what he does and spread the word. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Tyrone Robinson.
On WHGE.
The real Tyrone Robinson.
The real Tyrone Robinson on WHGE 95.3 FM. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right. We will be in touch.
Okay.
And look for this on YouTube, on the Open Eye channel.
So how will I notice?
Say something, close out here.
Thank you very much.
All right.